I've been a defender of Aaron Glenn, of AG, up until this point. Tell me what stance you see Aidan Hutchinson in on this graphic.
Looks like a 2-point.
Looks like a 2-point stance, huh?
It does.
Huh. Why are we trying this?
Yes. When he's in a 2-point stance, the guy is an absolute monster.
You've seen him be. He got 14 sacks last year.
You're going to tell me you know best. I know best. Look at the damn tape when he was a Heisman finalist. Put him in the 2-tech at the next level.
I'm questioning AG at this point. I got smoke for AG. I prepped the show today, Spinny. It's like it's a lot of the first half hour. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of like, it's a bye week. There's not much to talk about Detroit Lions that we haven't already talked about. And I was like, hey, did we go back to abusing Aidan Hutchinson? and doing my homework in that, like, hey, what can I beat him up about? I went back and I watched the tape, and first and foremost, with the double team stuff that I keep seeing all over Twitter, I think it's an ESPN graph. It has the pass rush win rate versus like the double team rate. Mm-hmm. And then Aiden's like right there at the bottom right. Meaning he's getting double teamed a lot, but he's not winning a lot of the double teams. And then I dig deeper, right? Because you watched the Seattle game.
Yes.
We've watched the Patriots game. Did you see a lot of double teams?
No. I'd have to go back and look at his reps.
There aren't a lot. So I'm like, okay, where's this stat coming from? Find out it's any time more than one lineman makes contact with you, and I'm okay. Now it makes sense. Like this guy's in there getting knocked around like a pinball. That means two guys are making contact with him, and then counts as a double team per ESPN. This is what my beef with advanced analytics is stuff like that. The same way that my guy Jeff Okuda got that PBU and that pass with Devontae Smith where he just fell down. It was just like in the way. Yeah. And that's wow.
Yeah. Oh man.
I switched chairs with you because Braylon said that was a good one. It turns out no, this is still a bad one. Nonetheless,
that's what you get.
That is what you get.
That is what I get. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with Aidan Hutchinson. I want to know, because you obviously you brought it up. You want to blame the coaching. A lot of people say he's double teamed. And I obviously debunked the double team thing in my theory at least. And then I went back to when he was good, his college tape. Aidan was a dog in college. 14 games played last year in Michigan, 14 sacks.
Yes.
He was a beautiful edge rusher, man. He was that's part of the reason he was drafted number 2 overall. Mm-hmm. I can't hate on him in his run game in the pros because I think he plays the run fairly well. It's just,
he's playing it well.
The pass rush is awful. Sus, can you do me the favor of putting up that first graphic? Actually, doesn't matter which one.
Yeah, part 1.
Yeah. Spinny,
got you.
Tell me what stance you see Aidan Hutchinson in on this graphic.
Looks like a 2-point.
Looks like a 2-point stance, huh?
It does.
Yeah. And I'm watching again, and again, these are pass rush reps I'm watching. 14 sacks, watched them all. Pull up this other one.
Yeah, got you with the other one. Here's the other one.
What kind of stance is that, Spinny?
Looks like a 2-point. Looks like those arms are hanging. I actually have some stats on that, some numbers.
Last year, the Detroit Lions ran a 3-4, if not mistaken, which obviously gets your edge rushers in that 2-point stance. And Aidan did have a lot of 3-point stance plays too. Again, most of that was for the run, and Dan Campbell noted to that. But why are we trying this?
Yes.
I didn't have to point the gun to AG on this.
Yes.
You have some stats on this too, though.
I do. At Michigan, in his first 20 games, he was in a 3-tech for most of those pass rushing snaps. He had 3.5 sacks in his first 20 games in Michigan. So you could say, that, he's young, stuff like that. But still, 20 games, 3.5 sacks in the 3-tech. And then his senior year, they moved him to that 2-tech, and he ended up with 14 sacks. He personally said, coming out of his senior year, I absolutely loved being able to play in a 2-point stance.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell has been on record saying we're open to whatever is most comfortable in regards to having him in a 2-tech or a 3-tech. And you look at the stats, you look at the numbers, you listen to what he said in past interviews, he is at his maximum value, most efficient, and most dangerous when he's coming out of a 2-point stance. Dan Campbell has been on record saying also that when you're lining up with the tight end over you, it's hard to be in that 2-point stance. It's hard to play the run in a 2-point stance with the tight end over you.
Yeah.
So move him to the other side. So move him to the weak side of the field. Do something, because this is obviously not working in the 3-tech. He's obviously at his highest capacity of attacking the quarterback when he's coming out of a 2-point stance. So it doesn't make sense to me that they haven't even tried it. They haven't even said, yeah, stand up. Get your hand out of the dirt. Get in there. After what they've seen from his numbers in college, that when he's in a 2-point stance, the guy is an absolute monster. And when he isn't, he is somewhat pedestrian. So I think whether it's moving him to the other side, whether it's letting him go 2-point in obvious passing situations when you're on the tight end. So like if it's 2nd and 7, if it's 3rd and long, if it's 3rd and middle, 3rd and 5, where you're like, all right, they're probably going to throw the ball, let him stand up. Yeah. Let him get his hand out of the dirt. Let him use his quickness. Let him use his athleticism to beat these guys on the edge. If not, you're not only hampering him, you're hampering the team. You're putting this guy in situations where it's been proven that he is less likely to get to the quarterback. And that, to me, that's malfeasance. That, to me, is something you can't just keep running out there all week, all game, every snap.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That is bad coaching. And I don't want to say it's on him at all, because, yeah, you can go and say, hey, coach, can I stand? But he's a rookie. He's trying to do everything. He's doing what the coaches tell him. That is on you as a coaching staff. That is on Todd Walsh. That is on Aaron Glenn. And it's on Dan Campbell. You need to see these things. You need to address them. And you need to make the change.
Blows my mind we haven't seen that. It literally blows my mind. And, like, I've been a defender of Aaron. Aaron Glenn. It's going AG from now on. I told myself that yesterday. I don't know why I'm not staying put with that. But nonetheless, I've been a defender of Aaron Glenn, of AG, up until this point. Because I've literally seen reps. Guys, I'm a nerd. I'll go back and I'll watch the tape. I've seen reps where Aidan Hutchinson dropped in the pass protection before I've ever seen him rush from a 2-point stance. What?
Yeah.
How? Why? Why? You've seen him be. He got 14 sacks last year. A lot of them rushing out of that 2-point stance. Mm-hmm. I've never seen him drop back into coverage. Why is that the one weird thing you're trying to put him in?
Yeah.
Versus something you've seen him be successful at.
That's what angers me the most is at least try it. At least try it.
To me.
If you try it and he's still not getting the quarterback and he's getting blown up in the run game, then I'll be like, all right, you tried it, it didn't work, whatever. But you're not giving this man the opportunity to do what he does best in the position he does it best in.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, is malfeasance. Malfeasance for malfeasance's sake. Like, there is no reason you can explain. If he had 7 sacks on the year, 20 quarterback pressures, was playing great, then I'm like, all right, fine. You leave him where he's at. It's obviously working. But it's obviously not working. It's obviously hampering his skill as a player. It's obvious that the only time the guy got a damn sack was against the worst offensive line in the NFL.
With the quarterback who holds the ball longer.
With a quarterback who is half stupid and holds the ball longer than anybody else should. Like, give this man a chance. Change things up. He's a rookie. Let him work. Let him try different things and see what works. You're going to tell me you know best. I know best. Look at the damn tape when he was a Heisman finalist. The guy was in New York from a 2-tech. Put him in the 2-tech at the next level.
JB, you're a big college football guy.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you notice that a lot of the pass rushing reps he got in the sacks?
Oh, yeah.
From that 2-point stance?
Back in his days at Michigan, yeah. And he showed out. He balled out, as you guys said, which is the thing that kills me the most about the transition from these college athletes to the NFL. That time period in between the draft when they get picked up, it's like, all right, we're going to send you to this, performance center to enhance and coach you up to your NFL best. Like, why are you changing this person's mechanics of what was working in college to not try and see if it, turns over the same way in the NFL? It just kills me so much because you are not allowing him to be at his best, I feel, if I'm coming for AG on this one. But also it goes for Aidan at the same thing. Like, I don't care if you're a rookie. Damn that. Step up and be like, hey, yo, coach, this isn't working. Whatever you was teaching isn't working. How about we try this? See if this works. See if we improve on the next game or if I get to the quarterback by doing this. Just try new things. Like, you don't have to be narrow-minded and one-minded just to this one offense that you're trying to run. Just try something new.
And I'll tell you this right now. Coming out of the bye week, you know what the Cowboys are going to do? They're going to get after the quarterback. They're going to be in that backfield. With Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, they're going to be harassing your quarterback. So if you want to win, if you want to put yourself in a position where you can win that game, you need to do the same damn thing to theirs. You need to even the slate. You need someone in Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott, whoever it is. You need someone in their face all game. And right now, we don't have that person on our team. So we need to change some things around. Like I said, whether it's moving him to the weak side and putting him in a two-tech. Hopefully, when Pascal's back, that'll help him create some more pressure, get some help on that defensive line. But, man, just putting him out there through 5 games and having him do the same damn thing in the same damn spot that's obviously not working is complete lunacy.
That's the thing for me, too, is, like, that's part of what made him a number 2 overall pick was him producing from that stance. It's like, why do you take that away or not even experiment with it? Especially considering the fact that, like, that was what your defense was built around last year.
Yeah.
And you had these young guys that obviously were struggling to, get that new defense down in the beginning of the year. I got smoke for AG on that one. I really do. Todd Ross and AG, but ultimately AG, he's the one that decides the scheme. Mm-hmm. He's the one that went from a 3-4 to a 4-3, or 4-2, I should say. Like, that's on him at that point. Now, don't get me wrong. Aiden definitely rushed out of the three-point stance, too.
Yeah.
And from the interior and all the same stuff we see him do here on the 4-3 defense we have now. 4-2, I keep saying 4-3. But he was most successful. A lot of the highlights come from when he was in that 2-point stance. And you got to put your players in positions where they can succeed. That's something I thought AG did. That's something I credit him for. When we saw Jerry Jacobs, come out the woodworks. When we saw Tracy Walker, then again become a player you want on your team. Like, I'm questioning AG at this point. I got smoke for AG. And you know what? Phone lines are working today. Right, JB? We tested those out?
Yep. Tested them early. They are working. So call in when you can. If you got something to say, if you want to talk to the guys, we're here for you.
It's in the chat. We want to hear what you guys got to say. But before that, Sus, I want to hear what you guys say about your sleep understanding.
Okay. Let's talk about it.